Great things happening in Newport News Public Schools. In terms of college readiness, I identified several promising areas during my entry planning period. Several noted strengths included: in Newport News, our middle school students can take high school coursework, and rigorous curriculum is provided for gifted and advanced students as early as the 7th grade. At the high school level, students may take advantage of 29 advanced placement and dual enrollment college level courses offered through Thomas Nelson Community College and Norfolk State University. Our high school magnet programs allow us to expand access to rigorous coursework while providing career-related experiences. As mentioned in the video, the early college program with Thomas Nelson Community College enables students to earn up to 19 semester hours of college credit prior to graduating from high school. I believe that our school division data would support not only a commitment to college readiness, but also solid academic programs at many of our schools. For instance, the class of 2018 earned more than $56 million in scholarships to prestigious colleges and universities around the country. Over the past decade, two schools, Deer Park and Hilton Elementary Schools, have earned the U.S. Department of Education Blue Ribbon Award for exceptional student achievement and the 2018 Virginia Board of Education's Excellence Awards for exceeding state and federal accountability standards. The overall school division has experienced a 60% increase in school accreditation over the past 3 years, moving from 14 accredited schools in 2015 to 26 this year. Newport News Public Schools curriculum is aligned to the rigorous standards of learning, but our educators go beyond teaching the minimum state standards. The curriculum combines the SOLs with the district's college, career, and citizenship readiness skills to better prepare students for success as learners, future employers and employees, and contributing citizens. In terms of alignment, the new Virginia Profile of a High School Graduate serves as a framework for school divisions to establish the curricula necessary to provide every student the knowledge and competencies essential to be prepared for post-secondary education, employment, and life in today's economy. Under the profile of a graduate, a well-developed curriculum will provide opportunities for students to be critical thinkers, communicators, collaborators, creators, and good citizens. We refer to these traits as the 5 C's. I affirm that Newport News students have gained exposure in these traits on a daily basis. Additionally, we have integrated the use of performance assessments that allow students to demonstrate these skills by using simulated real-world problems. So what will the work look like moving forward? In my post-entry report to the community, I have outlined several items that I believe will ensure that Newport News Public Schools has a solid curriculum and appropriate resources to ensure that our students are receiving the best instruction possible. First, we will conduct an external curriculum audit. This is necessary to ensure the quality and alignment of our curriculum with our instructional goals. While the Virginia Profile of a Graduate is a great starting point, we will go a step further. And in partnership with our community and local employers, we will develop a profile of a Newport News Public School graduate. In doing so, we will ensure that our curriculum and our opportunities for students reflect the needs of our unique community. And finally, we will increase our focus on developmental literacy and writing by 1, focusing on preschool instruction, 2, increasing the percentage of students who read on grade level by 3rd grade, and 3, developing proper assessment procedures and supports for students who are struggling readers. Throughout the entry planning period, I was extremely encouraged by the career-related opportunities of our students. So we'll move to the second area, which is career readiness. In collaboration with the New Horizons Educational Centers, located in both Hampton and Newport News, our students have access to over 84 career-related courses, as well as an abundance of the governor's, an admittance to the Governor's School for Science and Technology. New Horizons has recently expanded to offer courses in emerging career pathways, such as mechatronics and cybersecurity. In addition to New Horizons curriculum, Newport News has established supportive partnerships with organizations such as Jefferson Lab, Newport News Shipbuilding, Riverside Health Systems, our military, and many others that enable our division to provide greater access to STEM education and career exploration. In terms of credentialing, Newport News students have earned over 3,400 industry professional credentials. And recently, Warwick and Woodside High Schools were recognized as Blue Star Schools, and 12 career and technical education teachers were recognized as Gold Star teachers for their students' successful performance on the WISE Financial Literacy Test. So there are a lot of good things going on with career readiness, but what does the work there look like moving forward? In my review of career and technical education courses, it became apparent that a division the size of Newport News, with major regional employers such as Newport News Shipbuilding, Ferguson, the Department of Defense, and Riverside Health Systems, might have a greater need for an increased number of seats in certain career credentialing programs. New Horizons does a phenomenal job of accommodating 6 school divisions, but we need to expand access to these programs to prepare more students for high-skilled careers after high school graduation. We need to ensure that our students are taking advantage of these opportunities through career advancement and exploration. The final area is citizenship. And I believe that the development of a profile of a Newport News graduate will increase the emphasis on developing caring, respectful, and tolerant young adults. As you observed from the video this evening, there's a good amount of work taking place at the elementary, middle, and high school level to provide service learning opportunities and develop a sense of community in our schools. If I had to highlight a program this evening, I would probably start with the Expect to Respect program that has been championed through our youth development department. This program encourages our young children to advocate for themselves and others by learning coping strategies for addressing bullying, harassment, or disrespect in their school community. The program has been implemented in a few schools thus far, and we hope with favorable results, and we hope to expand that program in the near future. The second item on the academic agenda is employee expertise. As you're aware, Newport News is the 3rd largest employer in the city of Newport News, with over 5,000 employees. Consequently, the selection, hiring, and retention of a competent workforce is very important for our school division. In my review of this area, I was very purposeful in what I wanted to search for. Questions included: is our recruitment plan as aggressive and supportive of creating a diverse applicant pool? Is hiring orientation and practices supporting employee retention? Do we have adequate opportunities for professional development, growth and advancement to enable to not only to address retention, but also to support long-term tenure with Newport News Public Schools? Do we have a supportive performance assessment system in place that provides timely and constructive feedback to employees? And finally, is Newport News competitive in terms of compensation and benefits for all employee groups? While my full response to these inquiries is in the written report, I'll speak to 2 areas tonight that I feel may need the greatest attention. Our data shows that a few years ago, Newport News Public Schools went through a difficult period in terms of retaining personnel. while we retained 92% of our teachers who were hired last year, which is excellent. If we go back as far as 2013, our data reflects that 49% of the teachers hired since 2013 are no longer with the school division. Why is this important? It is important because there's a cost and benefit associated to training a new teacher and having them remain with the division long enough to become an effective teacher. When a teacher leaves us after 2 or more years, they take with them any experience and training that they've received from Newport News, which is a benefit to their next employer. Additionally, when you have to hire new teachers year after year, it is very difficult to implement initiatives that will improve the performance of students. Therefore, in order to reduce employee retention issues, the following 3 things must take place. First and foremost, we must create a climate of respect and collaboration in all schools and all departments, because money is not necessarily the main motivator for retention issues. It is how you make people feel that is very important. Second, we must establish a performance evaluation system for all employees that enables timely and specific feedback, which supports growth, professionalism, and improved performance. And finally, we must continue to build on our progress in providing a competitive compensation system through salary increases and the elimination of pay scale compression. If we address these 3 areas, I'm confident that we will continue to see our teacher retention data improve, which will result in an increased number of veteran teachers and support personnel within our ranks. The next area on the academic agenda is accountability systems. Accountability systems involves the collection, analysis, communication, and reaction to relevant data. Far too often in public education, relevant and impactful data is collected and neither effectively analyzed, communicated, or used to further school division goals or initiatives. We call this being data rich and information poor. So my inquiry into this area focused on some of the following questions. 1, what are we measuring? 2, are we using the right tools to measure? 3, are there gaps in what we are measuring and the information that we need? And 4, what systems are in place for the collection, analysis, and response to student achievement data? There were several findings in this area that will warrant some attention moving forward. However, the more significant findings involve the following 3 areas. A general need for additional professional development was the primary theme that ran through my inquiry into this area. In particular, a general need for professional development in collection, analysis, and the use of data. Second, the systemic approach to the identification of struggling readers and writers beyond grade 3. Beyond grade 3. We do a very good job of identifying struggling readers and writers in elementary up to 3rd grade. And third, the adoption of assessment practices which measure growth in reading, writing, and math literacy over the course of a school year. Think about that. Every student will not end up where we want them to be by the end of the year, but we need to know whether they grew under the charge of that teacher and how much growth took place. That's very important. I believe that a focused approach on these 3 areas will strengthen our service to students and improve our overall student performance. The next area on the academic agenda was community connections. At the core of many successful school divisions